Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome back to some more TikToks only Canadians will understand.
I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here.
The shop.
I'm wet. Alright, this is nice. This is what I'm talking about, baby! I like it here. Okay, it's hot. No, seriously, it's hot. Is it gonna cool down soon? Okay, I can get used to this. As long as it just stays like this. You've got to be kidding me.
The constant roller coaster. Or more so just what you were willing to put up with. You know, you were willing to put up with the shovel and the beanie and the toques and everything like that just to be able to get a little bit of this action. And look, of course, something like this is going to be majorly location dependent. It's not as though Ottawa and even Vancouver, for goodness sake, have the same kind of weather. And so that does make me wonder then, where is this guy actually from and what kind of perspective is he making it from? Because I'm sure some people just have it better and some people has a little bit worse. I mean, speaking of worse, it is currently February, and to be honest, to my eyes, it looks as though that was the worst month of them all. Just having to break out the shovel and deal with all that mountains of snow and just having to put every single layer on. Honestly, I think that it just has to be the worst one, and it makes sense that in Canada / North America, February is going to be the coldest month, because in Australia, I can tell you it is generally the hottest.
Canada's most dangerous cities have been ranked, and you'll be shocked at the list. Number 5 is Sudbury, Ontario, with a crime index of 60.26. Fourth place is Kelowna, BC, with a crime index of 62.4. Third most dangerous is Red Deer, Alberta, with a crime index of 62.64. Second place is Lethbridge, Alberta, with a crime index of 63.34. And finally, the most dangerous city in Canada is Surrey, BC, with a crime index of 63.97.
Right, well then, I guess, I don't know if I really want to be visiting those places. I mean, to be honest, I was just waiting for the punchline the entire time, going, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, surely one's just going to be something where some hockey team just got robbed in the grand final, something like that, instead of actually just naming and shaming Surrey, BC, with a crime index of, let's call it 64. Surrey, BC, hey, where is this place going to be? Oh, is that? Yeah, that's Vancouver, for goodness sake. Why can't you just say Vancouver? I mean, you'd name the suburb, but surely you could just include the greater region that everyone would actually know where it is. I mean, for goodness sake, it borders with the USA, but that is quite the plot of land. Like, that is a massive suburb. I don't even know what they are called in North America / Canada, but either way, that is certainly a large chunk of Vancouver, and so I don't really know how to feel about that one. I mean, to be honest though, reading the comments now, I have absolutely no idea what to believe, because virtually every single one is talking about where is Winnipeg? Why is Winnipeg not on here? Surely Winnipeg just has to be on here. For goodness sake, where is Murderpeg? Like, when you have a name like that, you certainly know that you're up to some foul activities.
Things that surprised me in Canada.
Here we go.
Free hockey rinks. Today my friend invited me to go skating. I thought it was somewhere in a shopping center and expensive, but he said that it is free and hockey rinks are everywhere. It turned out that there is even near my house. I was also surprised that my Canadian friend had skates at home. He said all Canadians have them. I didn't expect to see so many people, especially kids. In Ukraine, skating rinks are made only for Christmas, but there are always many people and expensive. Right if you have ever skated. I love it. I need to buy a hockey stick. I think that as kids will teach me to play.
I bet all of those kids would absolutely love to teach you how to skate, for one, and then also just play hockey secondly. I mean, they'd just be going, oh, look at this clown. He just can't do this and can't do this, and I'm better and I'm 6. But no, hey, to be honest, the rest of it wasn't even that surprising to me. The fact that they just have rinks everywhere definitely isn't surprising when you can just store them outdoors. You don't need to be building an entire building around it for it to just stay frozen, like a lot of the world has to. I mean, the fact that they are free is definitely an added bonus, but to be honest, it's kind of just like a frozen park. You know, you don't have to pay to go in a park. Everything's covered in terms of the mowing and the landscaping and everything like that, and so just drive a Zamboni around this and you're good. Just put up a fence off and you're good. No worries. And so for that reason alone, it makes total sense that virtually every Canadian is going to be owning their own pair of skates. I mean, what would you be doing in winter without them, for goodness sake? And I mean, I guess just to put the final icing on the cake and just really put it into perspective, for goodness sake, the top comment is wait until he realizes people make rinks in their backyards and on the ponds. I mean, when you just have that much accessibility to this kind of infrastructure, why not?
Non-Canadians are going to be banned from buying homes in Canada starting 2023. Starting January 1st, non-Canadians will be banned from buying residential property in Canada for 2 years. Exceptions include temporary residents who are here for school or have work permits and refugees. And violators may face a $10,000 fine, and the courts may order the purchased property to be sold.
Okay. I was going to say at the end there, like, what? So you buy an entire house for, let's say, millions maybe, and then you just have a $10,000 fine. Like, that is not going to make much sense. I mean, look, I understand the reason behind it, just to try and keep a lid on some of these housing prices worldwide. I think New Zealand has done, or did quite a while ago, a very similar thing. However, the entire thing sounds as though it's actually quite difficult to implement, because for goodness sake, okay, you have to be found to be a violator after actually being the violator, and then you might just get a $10,000 fine, which if you're buying international property, generally isn't too much of a big deal for you. And then if the $10,000 still doesn't work as a deterrent, then they can just order a court order on you, but at the same time, then that is going to cost a hell of a lot more money, because you have to be drafting and actually implementing and making sure that the entire thing gets sold and communicating with the banks, and there is so much logistics that goes into that. It sounds quite difficult to do, and so I'd honestly love to know how the entire thing is going. As from what I know, Australia has actually quite the opposite policy to that, and so look, if anyone out there wants to buy Australian property, I guess you can go for it, but sadly I just cannot just become one of you guys in Canada.
Oh,
Look at that.
stranger.
Still don't know my... Ay. Just because reality is the hike up to the entire place doesn't mean it doesn't exist once you get there. Look at that view. Honestly, the bear is even there, but look at this. You just crest over the entire thing. There is plenty of room. It's not some just minuscule little hideout where you have to crouch down to get the perfect angle. No, you can literally just stand there across this entire expanse and get an amazing view. And I mean, look, of course there is going to be stairs to be able to get up there. There is no way that they're just going to be able to get you to drive all the way to this scenic view. I mean, honestly, if you could, then everyone would go there, and it would just be ruined a lot faster than it is. I mean, people are saying just Jasper in comparison to Banff. Banff is just getting destroyed to the nth degree in comparison, and so to be honest, even though you have all these things like, oh, there's a hike, look at the view. Even the top comment says, to be honest, the reality of Banff is much better than any photo, and I can only imagine from what the little glimpse I can get is that that would be true.
Pav, you're in Canada and want some milk. It's in bags, 3 per package. Picture.
Okay.
Insert. Cut corner. Pour.
Ooh.
Enjoy.
Ooh.
Store in the refrigerator opened.
Well, at first I was wondering if she was going to be a tourist going, how do I possibly find milk? First of all, I couldn't even find it, and then I just discovered it was in bags. But then what do I do with the bags that are in the bags? And then I had to buy this extra pitcher and so many different things that you then have to consider that most people wouldn't even know where to start with. But hey, from what I know, everything was done correctly here. I mean, I do know that some people like to cut off both corners to let the airflow, is what I've read, but maybe some people go, oh my goodness, what, you just want a death sentence and have it go everywhere? But I mean, to be honest, watching it once again, I do actually believe that there was a vital step that she completely missed, and that is the bang the jug with the bag in it on the table just to seat the entire thing so it doesn't just flop straight back out as soon as you go to pour the entire thing. That would be so messy. There's no real way to just stop the entire thing because it is a bag, it doesn't have any shape, and it just wants to be lie flat. However, even though bagged milk is by no means a new concept to me, I'm still just waiting for the day I get the answer as to how it just doesn't go off. Even though it's in the fridge, you've just got to open in the fridge, and that just allows more things to kind of go in there and make it go off faster. And so unless Canada just love their milk and drink their milk instantly as soon as they chop that tip, how does it not go off?
Come to Canada, they said.
They're
Feels
right.
like minus 1,000 degrees. You brush your teeth, but you also brush your car. And the snow is thicker than your boo.
Ugh.
Will you still come to Canada?
I mean, to be honest, yes, because I would just like to experience that because that is very different. I mean, I don't know about living there, just that cold. I don't know if I have kind of the guts to be able to do it, but coming there, definitely I will come and just experience that because that is a wildly different experience. And I guess because I do have a little bit more knowledge about it, maybe I'll just prepare myself. If I have the financial backing, I would just get a house with a driveway, maybe even a heated driveway. No, that's the thing. I doubt I'd be able to get it. Either way, a garage, that would be lovely as well. So many little things that you can just change so you don't have to deal with the troubles of the snow and your car. I mean, in saying that, I do believe that it would subtract from the overall Canadian experience, you know, not getting the true Canadian experience of just clearing a foot of the snow off the roof of your car every single day. I mean, like I said, maybe not every single day, but just to do it once in your life is definitely necessary. I mean, for goodness sake, it looks kind of satisfying and also just soothing to do. Oh no, sorry. Oh no. Oh, I know the context of this song. It's a city name, sorry. Okay. That's... Hang on. hang on. That is definitely not what I expected based on what the first video that we watched was, just going, Surrey is not a place that you particularly want to be hanging out with late at night. And then the first shot they show is at night. I mean, dusk or twilight, whatever you want to be calling it. But I believe the second shot was Dubai. Like, there was no way. Surely that is the Burj Khalifa. Look at it. What else is it possibly going to be? And honestly, the surprises did not stop there, as I just assumed it was going to be all part of Vancouver, but apparently Surrey is its own city. I guess what, separated by the river? Sure, but surely everyone knows that that's just the greater Vancouver area, instead of just going, oh, Surrey, Richmond, North Vancouver. Come on, it's all Vancouver right there. But anyway, in saying that, I reckon I'm just finally going to call it there. So thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, feel free to do the algorithmic things down below. Also, if this is the first video of mine that you are watching, then make sure to go check out my other ones, or hey, maybe you even just want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.